Have you found yourself fantasizing about resigning from your current job at whim and walking out into the career of your dreams? Or have you found yourself envying your friends or ex colleagues who seem to love their jobs? If you have, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Divya Tampi, a mid career coach and an emotional wellness coach. I help ambitious and compassionate mid career professionals flourish by discovering and switching into the career of their dreams. Please like the video and subscribe to it so that you get notified each time I come with a new topic. Thank you. So the topic is 4 mistakes to avoid when making a mid-career change. Trying to make a switch into a career that totally resonates with you is exciting, but it can also feel like an uphill task and often creates enough anxiety to prevent you from taking any deliberate actions towards that goal. In this video, I talk about the things that you may be doing or planning to do which could actually hurt your progress towards making a successful career switch. I also give you a few pointers on what you could do instead. So let's jump right in. Number 1, taking up an offer because it seems lucrative. Now, a mid-career professional has the work and life experience of more than a decade or two. One would think that with that kind of experience, a person would have a very clear idea about what they don't want, and hence cannot really end up moving into a career that doesn't fit with their preferences and values. But even thinking about a career change can often turn to be a very stressful experience for many because of all the ambiguity which is involved. When you launch into a career change journey, there's a lot that one has to deal with. There's confusion around one's identity as a professional. You may also feel anxious and concerned about staying within the financial safe zone during this period. And not to mention the worry about making a wrong decision and losing it all. When going through this phase, if you receive any offers that promise to bring back a sense of familiarity and predictability, it can be very tempting to take it up. Other than the fact that it feels very flattering to have a reputed organization approach you for your expertise, your mind can very easily start justifying the choice of taking up the offer as being a very logical one. So it presents an opportunity for you to feel like you are making a real change and yet in control of the situation. A perfect answer to all your problems. But if you make that move, you will soon realize that the change is not real. There may be some superficial changes in the kind of tasks you do, but essentially you will be in the exact same situation that you have been trying to get out of. So what do you do about it? So this is where self-discovery process is important, because by identifying your personal values, strengths and preferences, you have a compass that allows you to see if the new career option aligns with you. Reflect on what your core personal values are. What are some of your key strengths? What kind of work environment do you prefer to work in? Do you like working in a formal setup, or do you prefer an informal setup? Do you like being the owner of a project, or do you like solving problems for a client? Do you like a structured working style, or do you prefer spontaneity and going with the flow? The answer to these questions will give you a sense of direction. Once you have taken time to reflect on this, now check if the role that you have been offered fulfills your needs and meets your priorities. Also ask yourself, if I had been offered a bare minimum compensation for this role, would I still be excited about it? If the answer is no, you know what to do. By the way, if you're wondering how to establish your core personal values, you can download a list of values from the link given below. Point number 2, taking a leap of faith. Often being frustrated in the current career can put you into a mind space that is very uncomfortable. You may be experiencing high levels of frustration, not only because of the nature of work or work culture, but also because of what you perceive as your own inaction to change your life situation. You may have had many internal conversations where your critical voice may be beating you up for not quitting the frustrating job that you are in. Hence, when you feel pushed against the wall, taking a bold step like leaving the career or leaving this job that you have been part of for more than a decade without thinking it through can seem really inviting. The possibility of relief in store can feel too hard to resist. Don't wait for things to get really bad to consider a switch. But let's say you're already moving towards a burnout. Then you can follow this 3-step process. First step, find a way to take a break. It could be a few days of paid leave, and in extreme cases, it could be a month or two of unpaid but approved leave. Or it could be moving temporarily into a slower project or a team, or even moving into a consulting role at the same place instead of a full-time role. Step 2, reduce immediate stress. Now use this time that you take to come up with a plan of how to best reduce the stress that you're experiencing at work. What personal measures can you take to manage your own feelings of frustration temporarily? Pay attention to your lifestyle, food habits, and physical exercise. Get the sleep or rest that you need before trying to come up with the steps that could move you towards a well thought out career switch strategy. Thirdly, start experimenting. The best way to get a better sense of what will suit you is to expose yourself to a variety of work experiences. So whether it is volunteering at a non-profit organization that is into work that you find exciting, or meeting up even virtually, with distant friends and past colleagues to find out about the work that they do or the industries that they are part of, can help a great deal. Taking these steps can provide you with the time, space, and information to start planning a career change. Now, this brings us to the third possible mistake that you could make: waiting to get it all perfect before making the change. This is a common mistake that most people make. You may have a vague idea about what you'd like to do and a fantasy of what life would be like when you make the switch. Part of this fantasy is how you hope that everything about the transition will be smooth with no feelings of discomfort. You may be inadvertently hoping to avoid all possible risks. No risk of looking like an amateur, or the risk of reduced financial stability, or no risk of being questioned by loved ones, to name a few. So, this is a fantasy. Dreams are good and even necessary to drive you to make the change, but so is the discomfort. Discomfort is a sign that you're growing. Don't aim for perfection, or don't aim to avoid discomfort. A combination of these two things is a perfect recipe for inaction, which is avoiding discomfort and aiming for perfection. All of us have 3 kinds of resources: money, time, and health. Now, depending on which resource you have, leverage that to counter the risk and move forward with a well thought out career switch. If money is not a problem, use it to buy yourself time to think about the options that you would like to try out and also carry out experiments. These experiments could include trying out different work roles by volunteering, offering pro bono services. If money is a constraint, use time from your weekends and other free time to do the same thing. Trying to do it all alone. This is probably the biggest trap of all. We live in a society that seems to put doing things single-handedly on the pedestal. Asking for or taking help is perceived as a sign of weakness. This is applicable all the more for mid-career professionals because of the various roles that they play in their personal and professional lives. So you may be a breadwinner at home or a leader to a large team of people and may have learned to put up the image of being in control all the time. But the fact is that each person who succeeds on their career switch journey does so because of the help of others. It is through the multiple networks of people that you interact with that you will get possible ideas about the career options you could try. In fact, it is people who will also create opportunities for you that have the potential to lead you to your dreams. There are 5 different categories of people who will play a role in helping you through the career transition process. First, role models. People who are in roles that you are inspired by, or people who have made impressive career switches while being in a life situation like yours. This is a very important group. It's another important group as well. Mentors. People who are wise, experienced, and interested in helping you grow. They will point you in the right direction every time you are confused. All of us have mentors. You may just not have thought of them as mentors till now. The third category is your team. So, who's your team? Your friends and family members who will stand by you and support you emotionally, practically, and or financially. Remember that not all these people will be on your side. So you have to select the ones who are on your side and make sure that you have them around you most times to keep you encouraged. Fourth category, connectors. This group is basically a combination of strong links and weak links in your network who will help you connect to the right people who could be crucial in your career switch. So these are colleagues that you had worked many years ago, people that you know through somebody else. Yeah. And then we have a fifth category, seekers. These are people who are on the same boat as you, people trying to make a career switch. If you partner with even a small group of people, even another person who is on a career switch journey like you, it will go a long way in helping you make progress. Their areas of interest and the career options that they're considering may be completely different to yours, and it doesn't matter at all. What matters is that you would be with a bunch of people who have similar goals as you. There is a huge power in people with similar goals coming together as a group and working towards their goals. And the more open you are to reaching out to others, the faster you will make progress. We are community beings and designed to be interdependent. We thrive when we help each other and work together. The journey of career switch should be an exciting one and not something that you dislike thinking about. It is an opportunity to change your life and create magic. So let's recap the 4 mistakes you should avoid to make sure that you progress towards your career transition goals with momentum. Taking up an offer because it seems lucrative, taking a leap of faith, waiting to get it all perfect before making the change, and trying to do it all alone. I hope you found this useful, and if you did, make sure you leave behind a like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.